that when you have some prophecies like Nostradamus, you ever saw the special on History Channel?
Yeah.
When they were, they're trying, this thing happened, but it's always after the fact. Exactly. After the event happens, then they try to match it.
If there was a prophecy that you can read and prevent something based on that prophecy, then I would call it a prophecy. But what they're doing is they're waiting for something to happen. Yes. They're reading through all his prophecies and they're trying to apply one to this.
Exactly.
That thing with the Twin Cities and the new city, that was
even Hitler. They say he predicted Hitler.
Hister.
Right. Whatever.
The thing, I don't know about that one, but the one for the Twin Towers, that was revealed to be a hoax.
Okay.
Complete hoax. Somebody made it up as a prophecy.
They made up the actual.
They made up that
quatrain.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Look. In fact, I think that was in that documentary.
I love all that stuff. That's what I said. I love documentaries based on factual things. I don't want to see someone reenact. Well, actually, I don't mind reenactments. I don't care about the movies that much. Because they take a lot of liberties. What's that?
Reenactments for the sake of documentary.
Documentary I like. Right.
Yeah,
I like it mixed with people, like scientists being interviewed. I love that whole setup.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. I could watch the whole day just stuff.
You know what I don't like? Those pseudo documentaries. People just making shit up, like the mermaid thing that they're doing lately.
That told me about that.
Pisses me off.
They said I was like all questioning myself, like the real mermaids.
That's what I'm saying. They made in the small text you see it says this is fictitious, this is fictional, it's not.
Oh really?
But they don't make that clear.
They made it
seem like a real documentary. They're showing archival footage and stuff, and they're faking footage.
Yep.
It's creative. I give it that. I appreciate it for its creativity.
Yep.
But don't try to make people think that they were mermaids because you're confusing people.
Right.
And it's on the History Channel, a channel that's supposed to be factual.
Yeah. Did you ever see or look up giants, real giants?
I did.
Did you see the one with the footprint in the stone in South Africa?
I don't recall that one specifically.
It's like a 10 feet footprint.
I didn't watch the documentary.
You can find it on YouTube.
I was watching
if you can get some connection. That right there, I was like, wow, because it's speaking about the Bible and the sons of God came onto the daughters of man and created the giants. And there were giants upon the earth.
I got no connection.
Still no connection.
What's going on, man? I don't pay for nothing. I'm gonna put the air on. It's warm in here.
No, I feel good. Well, maybe it's because I'm closer. Are you good?
I'm a little hazy.
Is the heat upon you? You want to put this on your side? Can it reach?
I don't feel like unplugging and moving things, moving furniture. I'll just turn the air on. Forget it's alright. Close this.
Yeah.
What else can we touch on? We got the Bible, the Quran.
I don't know Quran. I want to talk about geeky stuff.
Right there.
You got too deep.
That's a deep with religion?
No, the thing is, I love, every time I talk with like-minded guys, because females, I can't find much intelligence, I'm sorry. I don't want to speak down. I don't find much intellectual deepness with females. Okay? Only other guys, I can always get into something metaphysical or some type of weird history, and that's it. Because I feel like our eyes are more open for some reason. I don't know why men's eyes are more open than women's. Maybe because they're less emotional.
Men are more interactive and
more realistic,
creative.
Yeah,
so we can ponder.
Right. Right.
I don't understand why women don't play video games. I mean, they do, of course. There are exceptions. But for the most part, that's a guy thing.
Right.
Video games are a very, very guy-centric thing.
True.
There's got to be something there along the same lines. Something in the brain that doesn't allow them to get us into, immersion as us.
True.
It has something to do with the imagination, I think.
That's true. Most inventions are created by men.
That's true. There are many exceptions. Harry Potter was created by a woman. It's one of the most brilliant pieces of work out there.
Yeah.
The concept, at least, the whole idea of a magical school that's hidden, I think that's a brilliant premise.
I don't think it's unique, though.
Maybe not.
I get the film that was already made. That concept.
It seems like it's a simple enough concept
that already was invented.
It had to, maybe
she just embellished on it and made it bigger.
Yeah.
But there's no way I think that's.
And before Harry Potter was the Page Master, who looked up almost exactly like him with the little round glasses.
I knew he looked familiar. Didn't they make a cartoon movie of that?
Macaulay
Culkin.
It wasn't a cartoon. It was
mixed in. It was cartoon and real life.
Was it?
Because he stepped into the pages and he was
for some reason, I just had a thought of the Never-Ending Story. Remember that?
I love that freaking movie.
Love that freaking movie.
Atreyu.
I always, when I was a kid, trying to figure out what the mother's name was. I was trying to listen at that part, rewinding it.
They don't let you know. They don't name her.
They don't let you know. It's ambiguous delivery.
Yeah.
I
love that Never-Ending Story.
Rock biters. Man, I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I don't know.
I haven't seen it for years myself. I think last time was probably like late 90s. They showed it on TV most likely. I love that movie.
How about Return to Oz? You ever see that one? It's supposed to be like Wizard of Oz Part 2.
No.
The chick from the witch from The Craft played Dorothy.
What's The Craft?
The Witches, the movie with the witches. She was in other stuff too, but I can't think of anything. All I know was The Craft. You'll recognize the internet. I was gonna look her up real quick.
Oh,
show you.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did a whole revisit to Oz, and there was chicken.
I know of it. I just never saw it.
Few people notice Wizard of Oz is not a happy story like it was depicted.
No, it's dark.
It was very dark.
Even that story itself, there's dark elements in it.
And gloomy and creepy. And, it's not really for kids. And the Return to Oz was kind of like how it was supposed to be.
Okay.
And the scarecrow, the pumpkin head guy, the donkey, a chicken that followed her around, a little robot. TikTok, his name was, if I remember right. You gotta see that movie.
Who's the main protagonist for this one?
A lady, I think.
Another lady, but not Dorothy.
No,
someone else.
The Wheelers were all right. Emerald City was all dilapidated. The Yellow Brick Road was churned up and everything.
So this was like years in the future.
It was years later, after her first visit.
Right.
Because she came and this
after her first visit. This is supposed to be Dorothy still.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the still Dorothy.
Oh, it's a different
Dorothy. A few years later. Yeah. It starts out with her being examined by doctors, mental doctors.
Yeah.
She's telling these stories about
Damn, City. Kind of like Terminator's mom. I'm not Terminator. John Connor's mom. She's telling about Terminator stuff. They think she's crazy. She's loony bin.
That really happened. Yep. Only us know that because we saw the movie.
That was always ambiguous to me.
You know what Dorothy should have just did?
Yeah, what?
Showed them the movie.
Whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll be a big paradox right there.
No, believe me, here's the movie.
Yeah, but that's why I always thought, at the end of the movie, the first, the original, was that water in there. Was that real? What happened with the whole? I always kind of thought about that.
See, that was like that Alice in Wonderland connection, where you don't know at the end of the movie. She wakes up. Did it happen? Did it not happen? That's part of the beauty of the story. I think.
That pisses me off though.
That ambiguity.
Ambiguity sucks.
Because think about it from her perspective, she's probably asking that same question. Did all this really happen?
Right.
You know, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Only she came back with a hat, so she knows it happened.
Tangible evidence.
It's scarred.
Scratches.
Wolverine scratches.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I kind of like that. What else? What other kind of?
There's a new one that just came out. Did you see that one? I didn't see it. I'm not an Oz person. It's just that
one.
Oh
yeah. No, that kind of sucked. I don't like James Franco for some reason.
James Franco, yeah.
His smile is too fake, and he uses it too much. He does this squinty-eyed smile that's just so obviously fake.
Wow. I just saw Spider-Man 3 before I came here. They were showing it on TV. Yeah. I like James Franco. I mean, I don't think he's the greatest actor. He seems very chill. He's just like one of the guys. Like,
I bet you, how good of a Peter Parker do you think he would have made?
I think
just hypothetically.
I really think he would have made
it. Just occurred to me now.
Because he went on for that role. I don't know if you heard that.
No, I did not.
He went on to try for Peter Parker.
For the reboot?
No, for the original.
For the originals.
But Sam Raimi was like, you know what? I already got the guy for that. But you could try for,
that makes perfect sense.
The friend, Harry Potter. Because I think he has that look. Not nerdy, but he has the cool Peter Parker look.
He might be too tall, though.
I don't think so. How tall do you think he is?
He's taller than Toby.
Joe Rogan, or whatever Rogan, the fat kid from Pineapple Express, he's taller than him. And I don't think he's that much taller either. I mean, he's probably like 5'10", 5'11".
I don't know. But one thing the reboot got right was having the Lizard as the first bad guy.
That was his first villain?
I think so. I think in the comic that was his first major villain. The first movie should have been all about him getting his powers and him coping with that. Yeah. And then part 2 is when you start with the villains.
Well, who would win his antagonist for the first movie if it's just dealing with his powers?
I guess that's a good point.
You always need that climax, no matter what.
The Lizard is a good insert. I think that would have been good if it was done right.
I don't think it was done right.
It was.
Amazing Spider-Man was just rushed. Everything was rushed about that movie.
The CG was fantastic, though. I gotta give all the credit
I do like how the Lizard looked
to those CG guys.
And he Spider-Man was climbing on him.
Actually, that's. I don't like the way the Lizard was looked.
Was that?
He didn't look like a lizard.
No, he didn't. But the rest of his body looked alright.
Yeah.
He didn't have the snout. I wanted the snout.
I want the snout. Exactly. That's the lizard. He doesn't have some stupid snubby snake and water face.
Great.
He has a freaking alligator type of face.
Yes, he does.
That's what I wanted to see. That crocodile face.
They were talking about
with the ripped up lab coat, Incredible Hulk style.
Keep the coat on.
Exactly.
Keep the pants on.
Keep it ripped.
How do we keep screwing us over like that?
They need people like us as consultants. That's the truth.
But they don't even let the comic book writers be consultants for these things.
Exactly. You know, somebody was saying on one of these. I watched a special feature on all the DVDs on Sliders.
Okay.
Tracy Torme, the guy who created Sliders, he said in the special features, you'll be surprised how little creative input you have as the creator of a show.
That's true. Once you sell it,
say shit.
Once you sell it, whatever they want from you,
they do whatever they want with it. They can put everybody in a pink tutu if they feel like it. And there's nothing you can do. These are your characters. These are your beloved creations.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it. That makes you want a freaking suicide bomber.
Yeah. But then that's what makes you think twice about should you sell your idea to the studio or try to get it made yourself through a studio. Give yourself some more rights if you want it depicted the way you want it to look. But with these studios, Marvel and them, they don't own it. The writers don't own this property. That's owned by the studio. You might have created it, but you don't have power. Stan Lee has no power over what they do with Spider-Man.
You know what?
Any of the characters he created.
They're doing very. I thought Captain America was fantastic.
I think it was awesome.
Iron Man 1 and 2, fantastic.
Storytelling was beautiful in Captain America.
What else?
Iron Man 1 was the best. 2 I hated. 3 I freaking despised.
2 I didn't hate. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it.
It was too comedic. I didn't think it was serious enough. There were serious moments, but it wasn't as serious as it could be. I get tired of Tony Stark being Mr. Comedy. You can do it to a limit. Tony Stark in the comic books is a more serious guy than
that kind of guy. I didn't really read the comics in that.
I didn't read either, but I'm going off like how they depict him in the cartoons. He was always more of a serious type of person. You know, he wasn't no Peter Parker telling quirks and jokes 24/7. I think Robert Downey overdid it. This thing that they keep talking about,
he's playing the part.
He's playing the part, but I think he's improvising as well. That's the type of person he is.
Yeah, to the part.
He uses comedy to cover pain because the dude has had a lot of crap in his life. That's why he thought he was the perfect person for Tony Stark. I always was on the side of him being Tony Stark because I thought that was a perfect fit.
I thought he was great.
He's a freaking mess. He's a junkie just like Tony Stark. He's a playboy. Come on.
Yeah.
That dude put in work. That was a perfect character for him to play.
Is he related to Norton Downey Jr.?
I don't know who that is.
You're too young, probably. He was an old, talk show host, always smoking cigarettes.
Okay.
He was known for that. Like, he'd never do an interview without cigarettes. And,
Morton Downey Jr.
Morton Downey. Morton. Is it Morton or Norton? Morton Downey Jr.
I mean...
He used to be like the old,
What? When was this on? What decade?
80s, probably.
80s?
Yeah.
Because I know his father was in the movie business. He made, tiny little movies. But he was like a tall dude.
Yeah.
He was very tall. And I only saw him in documentaries with Robert Downey. He had white hair by then.
He was always an edgy, interview with journalists.
Well, he did smoke too. He was a smoker. Who knows? Maybe that's his father. But he changed his last name.
But how
later on in life,
that can't be.
Downey wasn't his actual name.
If Morton Downey Jr. had a kid, it would be Morton Downey. It would be, the third. Plus.
All right.
His name's not Morton.
Oh, we debunked our dilemma.
Yeah,
you don't have to look it up.
Okay. No more clear.
There you go. Yeah, he's Robert.
Wouldn't have been able to look it up anyway.
Yeah,
it's Robert, not Morton.
No.
Unless Morton's real name was Robert, and it's just a showbiz name or something. They did that a lot back then. Maybe it's Robert Morton Downey Jr.
I'm not trying to stretch that.
Yeah,
let it go. Well, like I said, what the hell is I talking about?
All kinds of shit, man. We're all over the place.
All topic. Iron Man was an awesome movie, the first one. The second one I didn't care for. They crammed too much into it. And the way I understood it was that it was supposed to be a standalone sequel to the first one. Not anything with S.H.I.E.L.D.
I love Jeff Bridges, though.
I love Jeff Bridges. He's one of my favorites. Since Tron.
One of the most versatile actors.
Since Tron, I love that dude. Yeah, I like him. Good actor.
Since the first Tron.
I don't like how he's acting recently, though. All his characters seem to be... When you talk, you understand what he's saying.
The Big Lebowski. Remember the Big... Oh, my God.
I never saw that movie. I was looking at clips the other day.
You gotta watch it. I have it. I'll let you use it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Big Lebowski. I know that's one of his big hits. He plays a slacker pretty much, right?
Yeah, he was in he plays a psychiatrist, K-Pax.
K-Pax. I remember that movie.
And
it was him and the other dude, right? Spacey?
Kevin Spacey. He's another brilliant guy.
Spacey was when I played the alien, or he played the alien?
No, Spacey played the alien.
Okay, yeah.
Very fitting.
I remember that. Yeah, K-Pax.
Spacey.
I love Spacey too.
That's another movie where you don't know, did this really happen? Did it not happen? Because he just disappeared.
Okay.
Remember at the end of that movie?
I haven't seen that in years.
He just disappeared.
Yeah.
So it was like, at the end you're like, did he escape? Or was he telling the truth about being an alien going back home today?
But did he do anything crazy, like spectacular in that movie?
I don't think so. Nothing overtly spectacular where you'd be like, oh.
Or
just things happen in his presence that could be questionable.
Okay.
Probably the same thing happened with Jesus.
Did you ever see the Family Guy?
He did this and everyone was amazed. He did that dumb thing. He said, hey folks, watch this miracle.
I'm like, I hope that's not what really happened. You know?
Yeah, but imagine Siegfried and Roy back then. They'd be freaking...
Ooh, that'd be gods.
Yeah.
Gods amongst men. Yeah. Oh, Family Guy dumb is such an asshole.
Yeah. From my legs, Greg. Jesus.
Oh, wow. Are you what told me about him making Mexicans in heaven? And they were like, they used the throwaway parts for humans to make
I never told you that.
Okay, someone told. And he even did that for Asians. Like,
I remember the Asian one.
Yeah, someone told me about Mexico. I don't know if that was right. They
made the Asian. God was like showing it to the boardroom, and he was explaining it. And one guy said, "Do they eat regular food?" And God said, "No, quite the opposite."
Oh wow! You leave my Asians alone, goddamn. You're awesome.